Welcome in, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about how you can enter your healthy girl era. Because I know it can be hard sometimes to stick to healthy habits. And there are so many things in the internet and out there what you can do to become healthier, to have that lifestyle. But today I want to talk about really the simple first steps that you can do in order to become that person of your dreams. That person who has their life together, who goes to the gym, who eats clean. Like, I want to talk about really the basics, because it's so overwhelming when we want to change everything and all this information out there. But you can actually start with small steps that already make a huge difference. So let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is to establish the right mindset. Being healthy and fit is a lifestyle and not a temporary fix. You have to understand that you really have to create a new lifestyle for yourself. It's something you have to become passionate about. It's not something that feels like a burden to you every day. And how are we going to do that? It starts really small. We have to slowly integrate new habits. And at the beginning, change is always difficult for everyone. So especially at the beginning, it's really hard. It's really important to keep going. To really keep going, because at one point, it will become normal for you. Normal, like for example, brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't think about it anymore, right? You just do it because it's already included in your routine. And this is the same how we can establish this new identity for ourselves. So we have to now reprogram our mind and create a new version of ourselves, a new vision. And I want you to think about and to write down, how is your ideal healthy self? What kind of foods does she eat? What kind of habits does she have? What kind of friend circle? Like, really try to think about all those different areas of her life, how she would act, how are her boundaries, like what is her focus and her main priority? Would she choose like the healthy meal or the unhealthy meal? Like, really try to think about how this new version of you would be and write it down in detail. Write down the habits, the foods, the environment, the routines, everything that comes into your mind. And then you can think about, okay, what needs to happen that I can actually become this person? And a very powerful tool that's helped me a lot to always shift my reality and become a better person every day is, first of all, journaling. As I said, I like to write down like a blueprint for myself, where I really write in present tense how I am, how is my new ideal self. Write down this version. Like, I like to start like, I'm a dream person living in my dream reality. And then I write down like everything that comes into my mind. And it's just so fulfilling, because when you write it down, you actually feel like you already accomplished those things. Like, when I write it down, I'm so full of excitement and happiness, and I'm so motivated to actually change, because when I write it down, I realize, wow, this feels so good. This is really actually how I want to be. And this is such a big mindset shift that really gives you the right motivation and shows you the way to go. Another thing, what I like to do together with the journaling, is visualization. So either in the morning or in the evening before I go to bed, I like to put on some really relaxing music, close my eyes, and really visualize this new person, this new version of me. How is she? How does she act? Like, all those things I try to really picture it in front of my mind and try to feel in my body how this feels, how it would feel to actually be this person, to be healthy, to be fit, to make the right decisions, to always feel energetic and so good about myself. When you visualize it, you really reprogram your mind to actually become this person. And the more often you do that, the more stronger becomes your vision, and the more it's easier for you during the day to make also the right decisions. The next thing that really helped me to create this healthy lifestyle is a morning routine. Because our morning routine really sets the day up for success. For example, when I wake up in the morning, indirectly the first thing I'm gonna do is to look at my phone, to scroll to social media. This is not really good for you because automatically you start comparing yourself to other people. Like usually it's also negative. For example, when you read the news in the morning, you really have directly the first thing in the morning input from other people, which is not even relevant to you. I would recommend to really keep this energy for yourself in the morning. Your energy is so precious, and when you give it away to other things, social media, it's really draining. Try, because in the morning, when we wake up, our energy is renewed, it's fresh. So it's really important to give this beautiful renewed energy ourselves and invest it in ourselves and in our goals. Because this is really, when we start our day in an unhealthy way, it continues during the rest of the day. So it's important, at least in the morning, to focus on ourselves. So, and this is really also, you have to find something that works for you. And some people will say, but I don't have time to wake up so early. I have to go to work, whatever it is. Like, there are always excuses why you cannot change. But everyone can change. Everyone can find 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, you don't have to make a morning routine from like an hour or 2 hours. Start small. Start with 5 to 10 minutes. And then with time, you will see how good it feels, and you can increase the time if you see that your life is actually changing. So start with 10 minutes. Wake up, put out your journal, write down your goals, write down your life vision, or read every morning your blueprints. You can also meditate in the morning, do this visualization, but try to find an activity that works for you and that really sets your day up for success, and that creates this vision that you really know every morning when you wake up, this is my dream reality and this is how I want to be. Because I promise you, when you have this vision in the morning, all your decisions that you do during the day, they just will be so different. You really want to become this person. You really, you feel so good about it, and you feel so motivated because in the morning you already like had this vision for yourself, and it's just so good and fulfilling. The next thing, which is really important, is that you also have to make it easy for you to make the right decisions. For example, don't have like unhealthy foods at home. Don't buy them in a supermarket. Like, really set up your environment also that it supports you. Buy good foods, whole foods, foods that support you and your new healthy girl vision. I also like to meal prep. I always have like some veggies at home and also some protein. For example, 2 times in a week I just make like a huge portion of vegetables in the oven with some olive oil, and then I put them in the fridge, so I always have them. And sometimes when I don't have so much time, I can just take some, put them as a side, and I already have something that is like, I just make it easy for me to make the right decisions. Then I also like to boil a pot of eggs, so I always have like protein, what I can also include into my meals. Like, really try to think like, how can I make it easy for me? And it's the same like when you plan to go to the gym. Like, prepare already your workout clothes, what you're gonna wear in the morning. So when you wake up and you're still tired, you already have them there and you don't have to think so much. And so you put your workout clothes on, and then everything is just a little bit easy for you. Also, it's really important to organize our environments. Make sure that your environment is clean, that your kitchen is clean, and like don't have like mess all over. Like, this is not good, because the more clean and organized your environment, the more organized are also your thoughts and your actions, and this also really helps you to support getting there. What I also like to do is I like to plan when I go to the gym, when I book like a yoga class. I like to really make myself a little bit accountable and already book something that I really have to go there and cannot think about, should I go today or not? Because no, I know I booked it already. So like I it's a promise for myself, and I make myself accountable with that. So this also really helps that you already plan a little bit when you want to do certain things, and also maybe meet with a friend for a workout. Like, okay, on Wednesday at 9 we go together to the gym. Like, really make yourself a little bit accountable and make it easy for you to make the right choices. The next thing I want to talk about is the basics of nutrition. Because I believe like when we change our nutrition and eat healthy, in general, we have more energy to do the things that we want. It's easier to make the right choices and to reach our goals, because our mind is clear, our energy is high, because we're nourishing our bodies with the right foods. So what helped me really a lot is to reduce my caffeine intake. I know some people, they love coffee so much, and if it works for you, it's really fine. But I just noticed with myself, for example, that I was drinking, I think, like 2 coffees a day, like 1 in the morning and then 1 in the late afternoon. And at some point, like I drink my coffee, my energy is super high, I'm flying, I can like do everything. But then like at midday, I always had like a big crash and I felt really drained. And it was not really good for me, because I always had like this roller coasters and it didn't felt right. I felt a little bit anxiety at one point. And I thought like, okay, I need something else that really keeps my energy levels sustainable. And so I switched to matcha. And this only works when you really buy a high quality matcha powder, because I know there are some powders at the market that are not really so clean and so high quality, and it only works like with a high quality one. I have like a ceremonial matcha powder, and I'm telling you, the energy that matcha gives me is like so amazing. Like, I feel so clear in my head, I feel like so good. Like, for me it makes a huge difference. And I also don't have like this huge energy crushes from matcha. It's like really more sustainable energy, and it's just a nice feeling. And also what I found when I'm consuming too much coffee, that I also have like a lot more cravings during the day for sugars and carbohydrates, because I don't know if I'm like just very sensitive with my blood sugar, but I feel like it really leads to overeating also sometimes. So if you have problems with that as well, then try to reduce your caffeine intake. Maybe start with only having 1 coffee in the morning, and then maybe at midday you can start with a matcha. Switch it a little bit up and see if this makes also a difference for you, because for me it really did. Another thing is to have a high protein breakfast. Protein is so essential if you want to have sustainable, good energy during the day. And when you start in the morning to have protein, this is really, really good for your blood sugar levels. For example, I used to eat oatmeal in the morning, and after like 1 hour, I felt like so drained. I had like a huge energy crush and I was hungry again. And I felt like, but I just had this oatmeal. How can I be hungry again? And then I realized it's really about the blood sugar levels. And when you include protein in every meal, you keep your blood sugar levels really, really stable. And it's like, it's really, really, it makes a huge difference. So try to incorporate protein, especially in the morning, into your meals. And you will also see that you don't have these sugar cravings anymore because you're actually much more satisfied. So even when you are a person who eats oatmeal in the morning, try to include some protein powder or some healthy fats to it so that the protein powder can give you more energy. Another thing is that I like to eat my calories instead of drinking. Please, if you want some flavors in your drinks, then put some lemon or drink tea, like something with not so many calories. But try to really eat your calories. If you want to have a treat, then please eat it, but don't have like a Coca-Cola or something like that, because this is also where are like hidden calories and this is really not good for your health. Then I also make sure that I always buy high quality organic foods, because there are so many foods out there in the supermarket. They are loaded with pesticides, herbicides, and this is really not good for your long-term health. I know that organic foods might cost a little bit more, but you have to think about it of like an investment for your health, because when you always eat like this not organic food that is not really good for you, over time you will maybe get some health conditions because it's just not good for your body. It's not natural. So try to invest in your health and try to like really make a priority to buy high quality foods. And then of course also whole foods. Buy whole foods, cook your own foods, know what is inside of your foods, that you have fully control over the ingredients. And we all know processed foods are not good for you, so really try to limit processed foods. But everything in balance, of course. So I like to have like the 80-20 rule. That means 80% of my time I eat very healthy, very clean. I look into the ingredients. I look into protein, vegetables, like really try to eat clean. And then the other 20%, you can also have sometimes your favorite sweet treat or something small that is also processed. It's not a big deal, but try to really focus to make 80% of your nutrition really good for you and your health. Another thing which is important for the Healthy Go lifestyle is daily movement. And you don't need to go every day to the gym if you don't feel like it and if you are not really a gym person, but really try to include some form of movement. You can go for a long walk, you can make like a 10-minute YouTube workout, you can go to a dance class, to a yoga class, Pilates, boxing, I don't know, there are so many things out there, but try to find something that you like and that suits you and your schedule, and try to at least do some kind of movement, like even if it's 10 minutes, try to really include it in your daily routine, and at one point you will crave it and you will see how good it feels and you will want to continue doing it. For the Healthy Go lifestyle, it's also really important to prioritize your self-care. Try to learn new things, try to buy books that interest you, learn a new language, like really try to expand your mind and to grow as a person, because this is really important. And also take care of yourself. Have clean nails, clean hair, like do your skincare routine, take good care of yourself, because our body is a temple and is our home that we live in this lifetime. So try to appreciate your body and what it does for you and take really good care of yourself. And the last thing I want to talk about is that we have to find a good balance between me time and social life, because there are so many people out there, they don't feel comfortable to be alone. But it's really important that we actually like our own company and that we can spend time with ourselves. This is really how you can get to know yourself better and to really know what you really want. So really try also to do sometimes things by yourself. It can be anything, like just spend time with yourself. It's really important. And at the same time, it's also really important to have a nice friend circle, to nourish your relationships with family, with friends, to have a good time with them. And in general, you can also include your healthy habits when you meet with your friends. For example, now, instead of meeting for pizza dinner, you can maybe meet for a long coffee walk. Like, also try to think about, okay, when I meet my friends, my family, how can I actually also incorporate my new healthy lifestyle so that I don't feel bad when I meet with them? Like, we can do something else. We can also maybe go together to a gym class, me and my friend, and try to also do different things than you have done before to actually become this new healthy person and to create this new reality for yourself. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something. You would really help me out if you could follow my channel and leave me a like, and see you next time.